Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Saturday night, Madison Square Garden.
The moment boxing fans across the globe have been holding their breath for finally arrived as Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez stepped onto the scales for the official weigh-in ahead of their blockbuster clash at Madison Square Garden. Friday afternoon in New York City delivered one of the most electric and emotionally charged weigh-in scenes in recent memory, with both fighters hitting the limit without issue, then igniting pure chaos during a tense, unforgettable final face-off that sent shockwaves through the crowd just hours before Saturday night explodes.
Hey, to all y'all, when does everybody consider leaving?
I would smack the shit out of your
Leaving these
bitch ass
nuts
boy.
in your mouth.
Hey, I would smack the shit out of you.
Like, he's an acrobat.
Let's go, champ.
According to witnesses inside the venue, the energy was crackling from the instant both fighters walked in, with fans from Brooklyn and Newark unleashing a deafening wall of noise that shook the building. Shakur Stevenson stepped on the scale first, and the undefeated champion from Newark showed zero signs of strain as he calmly hit the 140-pound limit. Stevenson officially weighed in at exactly 140 pounds, appearing sharp, locked in, and fully prepared to chase history by becoming a 4-division world champion in only his 25th professional bout. The tension spiked the second Shakur stepped off a scale, locking eyes with Teofimo Lopez across the stage and, according to multiple sources, firing off a chilling message along the lines of, "I told you I'd be ready. Now it's your turn."
I bet whatever you want to whatever you want to put up.
I bet that you can't.
No, say it.
I bet that your mouth can't fit.
Say
all
what
through
you
my
bet.
dick.
But the tension truly exploded when Teofimo Lopez finally approached the scale for what would be the 4th defense of his WBO and Ring Magazine super lightweight titles. Lopez peeled down, stepped onto the official scale, and locked in at exactly 140 pounds, mirroring Stevenson ounce for ounce and sending a surge through the crowd. The moment confirmed what many suspected. Lopez is in elite physical shape, fully primed for a career-defining battle where there will be no excuses, no advantages, and nowhere to hide once the bell rings.
That's just someone that's anxious, wants to get in there already, wants to do it. So, it's all cool. It's like Mike Tyson's favorite words. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So
The crowd erupted when Lopez made weight successfully, as Brooklyn fans erupted into thunderous chants of his name, turning the room into something closer to a playoff battlefield than a weigh-in stage at Madison Square Garden. Multiple people in attendance described the atmosphere as overwhelming, with one eyewitness reportedly saying, "I've been to hundreds of weigh-ins, and I've never felt energy like this. These fans are completely fired up and ready for war."
He was more entertaining. He satisfied people. He made people, they said, that's what we wanted in Shakur. And they got it. Now he's a big favorite or a good favorite. You know the lines better than me.
The weight cut itself was smooth for both men, but what followed is what has the entire boxing world replaying and dissecting every second. Once both fighters officially hit the 140-pound limit, they were called to center stage for the traditional final face-off ahead of Fight Night at Madison Square Garden. Shakur Stevenson stepped forward first, calm, composed, and unmoved, standing in his familiar icy stance as he waited. Moments later, Teofimo Lopez approached, gripping both his WBO championship belt and his Ring Magazine title, lifting them high above his shoulders so every fan in the building could see exactly what was on the line.
A Teofimo that is poised, but at the same time, hungry, angry, ready to explode, and explode on Shakur Stevenson Saturday night.
Hey, you know, Teo, you're the champ.
Pause.
The face-off between these two champions was absolutely intense, with both men staring directly into each other's eyes without blinking or back. The face-off between these two champions was electric, with the music fading as both men locked eyes, neither blinking nor giving an inch for what felt like an endless stretch of time. Reports from those standing close enough say the tension wasn't silent at all, that both fighters were jawing nonstop throughout the stare-down. The exact words are debated, but one reporter nearby claims Teofimo Lopez leaned in and said something like, "You're not ready for what's coming tomorrow. I'm taking everything from you." Shakur Stevenson didn't stay quiet, firing back with his own warning, allegedly saying, "Talk while you can. Tomorrow you're going to sleep. That's a promise."
I got the same style as them guys. I think that them guys are movers. If you really pay attention to my fights, I'm not a guy that really just move all around the ring. So we'll see. We'll see come fight night. But once again, I think we got totally different styles.
I think when you're the best at what you do and you're outspoken like myself.
The tension between these two fighters during the face-off sparked real concern among security that it could spill into something physical before fight night. Multiple sources said that during the stare-down, Teofimo Lopez edged forward, closing the distance in what looked like a calculated move to assert dominance. Shakur Stevenson didn't flinch. He didn't give ground, didn't blink, matching Lopez's energy with a calm defiance that made it clear intimidation wasn't working. The stare lasted roughly 25 long seconds before officials finally stepped in, separating them to stop anything from boiling over before Saturday.
Another press conference that went on today, Garcia and Barrios.
Great fight. I have to pick Garcia.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. Got it. Thank you.
One security official who was there later said, "That was one of the most intense face-offs I've seen in my career," adding that both men genuinely looked ready to hurt each other the very next night. The energy from the weigh-in and stare-down only poured gasoline on the fire, sending anticipation for Saturday night at the world's most famous arena in New York City through the roof. Social media erupted instantly, with fans from both sides flooding timelines with reactions, predictions, and nonstop trash talk about what would happen once the bell rang. One excited fan tweeted, "That face-off was insane. Shakur looked calm but dangerous. Teo looked like he wanted it right now. This fight is going to be crazy." Another added their own take, writing, "Teo's talking all that trash, but Shakur didn't even blink. Tomorrow night, Lopez is getting schooled by a real technician."
To be honest, I don't think nobody's going to get knocked out. I think it's just going to be a good fight, a great tactical fight. Like I said, I think that Shakur probably has the better defense.
This split among fans perfectly mirrors the real uncertainty over who will walk out of Madison Square Garden with championship gold and bragging rights intact. Boxing analyst and former champion Timothy Bradley weighed in after watching the weigh-in and face-off, posting his reaction on social media almost immediately. Bradley said, "Both fighters made weight easily, but that stare told me they genuinely don't like each other. Expect fireworks tomorrow night." Coming from one of boxing's most respected voices, those words only pushed anticipation higher as fans count down every hour to the opening bell. And the tension didn't end there. The weigh-in carried its own storylines, with undercard fighters adding sparks and drama of their own before the main event even touched the scale.
I think, like, in Teo last fights, I don't know the last time we've seen a Teo big knockout how we used to see, especially since he moved up in the weight class. But I think this is a fight where he should go back to depending on that, not just going so powerful, but he should just pick his shots. He should punch a lot where Shakur is going to be at and not where he's at.
Keyshawn Davis, who is
Keshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson's training partner and fellow undefeated champion, hit the scale perfectly for his co-main event against Jermaine Ortiz at 140 pounds. Davis made weight effortlessly, looking ripped and primed for his own high-stakes challenge against the seasoned Ortiz on Saturday night. During the face-off, Davis reportedly told Ortiz something along the lines of, "Shakur is going to show levels tomorrow, and I'm going to do the same to you."
I feel like if you're doing an interview and your opponent is right here in front of your face, why are you worried about somebody behind you?
I said that.
Y'all answering me that.
But they sparred a lot of rounds together, and when Keon was talking about you can't go over your front foot with this guy.
The co-main event has sparked major interest, with many fans already calling it a potential fight of the night, depending on how both fighters approach the matchup. Earlier in the evening, Carlos Adams and Austin Williams also made weight for their WBC middleweight championship clash at Madison Square Garden. Adams tipped the scales at exactly 160 pounds, defending his WBC title against the determined challenger Williams, who also hit 160 on the dot.
From Newark, New Jersey, 23 fights, 23 victories, Shakur Stevenson.
The face-off between Adams and Williams was calm and respectful compared to the intensity of Stevenson and Lopez, but both men made it clear they're ready to compete at the highest level.
Yes, guys, it's Red Corner Boxing here. So Carlos the Bronco Adames will defend his WBC middleweight world title against Austin Ammo Williams on the Shakur Teo show in New York, January the 31st. Who wins it and how, guys? Let us know.
Bruce Carrington and Carlos Castro made weight for their WBC featherweight championship fight at 126 pounds, both looking sharp and ready for battle. But all the undercard drama quickly took a backseat to the main event tension between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, which has the boxing world on edge. After the official weigh-in, both fighters took part in separate media interviews, keeping the psychological warfare alive as fight night at MSG looms ever closer.
You threw 5. He only threw 1, maybe 2. Physically, you're touching him more than he's touching you. The judges and shit pay attention to that. You know, he can push Shakur on the back foot and make Shakur fight defensively depending on.
Shakur Stevenson told reporters with calm confidence, "I made weight easy. I feel great, and tomorrow night, I'm showing the world why I'm the best boxer in this sport. Teo can talk all he wants." Those words reflect the quiet, steady assurance that's defined his entire professional career. Never too high, never too low. Teofimo Lopez, by contrast, brought his usual brash, aggressive energy to the post-weigh-in media. He told reporters, "Shakur is in trouble, and he knows it. I saw it in his eyes during that face-off. Tomorrow night, I'm putting him to sleep in front of his whole city."
Are not just fighting for the World Championship belt, they're fighting for absolute greatness on Saturday night. And we saw from the undercard as well, top to bottom. The whole boxing world will be in New York on Saturday night. You've got the Ring Magazine Awards tomorrow night, live on DAZN around the world. Thank you to both men. This is exactly what boxing needs, and I cannot wait.
The contrasting personalities and approaches of these two fighters have created a captivating dynamic, making this matchup compelling far beyond the technical side of the fight. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, who helped organize this massive event, shared his thoughts with the media after the weigh-in, brimming with excitement. Hearn said, "That was one of the best weigh-ins I've been part of in years. The intensity, the drama, the genuine bad blood. This is boxing at its absolute best."
You know, Shakur, if you talk to any of the odds makers, you talk to some of the experts around, he's a solid favorite, it's no secret. But Teofimo, he's one of those guys that's always upsetting the odds.
The promotional build-up for this fight has been nothing short of perfect, generating huge interest from both hardcore boxing fans and casual sports viewers who thrive on drama and competition. Betting lines shifted slightly after the weigh-in, as bookmakers adjusted based on how each fighter looked physically and mentally at the official ceremony. Shakur Stevenson remains the favorite across most major sportsbooks, with odds hovering around -320 to -340, depending on where you place your bet. Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez has seen a surge of action from bettors who believe his power and unpredictability give him a real chance as the underdog, with odds around +240 to +260. One betting expert reportedly said, "The late money is coming in heavy on Lopez. People believe he can catch Shakur and change the fight with one punch. That's where the value is." This movement shows the real uncertainty, even among professional gamblers, about who will emerge victorious when these two elite fighters finally settle their rivalry. Former champion Andre Ward also weighed in with his prediction after the weigh-in and face-off, offering insight from someone who understands high-level boxing. Ward explained, "I still like Teo in this fight. Shakur looked good at the weight, but Lopez looked more comfortable, more relaxed. That confidence matters in big fights."